always wanted to do that. Pretty good.
Always wanted to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'd like to bring the meeting to order here for the Vernon Township Supervisors, August 4th meeting at 7:30. We'll start the meeting with a prayer and salute to the flag. Bless us as we gather here today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community and help all your people. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Maloney.
Here.
Stone.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Wagner.
Here. Okay, I just wanted to make a comment here first before we start. For the folks on TV and here at the meeting, Rob Horvat, our manager, isn't here. He's at home. He was diagnosed a couple days ago with COVID, along with his family, but he's doing well. And but he is here remotely on our machine here. And then also Don Maloney. That's why I'm sitting here. Is Don's out doing a family function there. So I'm here in charge of the meeting. So we'll see how this progresses. First, citizens' comments. Anybody? Okay. Hearing nothing. Can I have a motion for approval of minutes for the Vernon Township Supervisor meeting, July 7th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Finances, move to direct treasurer to issue checks for the approved vouchers due for payment. If I can have a motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to ratify payroll for the employees from July 3rd, 2022 through July 30th, 2022, and the supervisor's pay. Do you have a
Make
motion?
that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, correspondence, do we have any?
No.
No? All right. Police report. Chief Betzel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening, everyone. What I'm going to read tonight is our report for the Vernon Township Police Department for the month of July 2022. For the month of July, we answered 156 calls for service in the township, bringing the yearly total to date of 997 calls. We had 9 motor vehicle accidents. We had 12 traffic stops for various violations and infractions. We issued 5 citations. We issued 2 criminal citations. We gave 7 traffic warnings. Assisted citizens on 1 occasion. We had 2 ordinance violations with 3 citations that were issued. We attended 4 court hearings at the district court on Route 19, District Judge Lincoln Zillhaver's court. 3 were for criminal hearings, 1 was a traffic hearing. Traveled 2,435 miles a month of July patrolling the township. A couple things, again, we're still getting scams. Folks are still calling me. They're still getting hit with scams. Folks, if you have anybody requesting money, please give us a call. Come on up to the department and see if we can help you figure out what this scam is all about. There's several of them. They're still going on, I'm sorry to say. Again, if you get anything from any government body, it'll have an official letterhead. It'll have pertinent information on it. Don't give any information on the telephone to anybody. If it's serious enough, they need to contact you. They'll do it with official letterhead. Again, at night, lock your vehicles if they're parked outside. We still have people going through vehicles. Even if they don't get any valuables, there's still going to be an inconvenience if they take your information or they throw away your registration or insurance cards or anything like that. So just be mindful of it. We still have that going on. School's still out, but we're starting to see more and more where the kids are out, and the school buses are going to start rolling probably by the end of the month. So just be cognizant of that, and that's my report for the night. Thank you.
Questions? Chief? We either Greg or I haven't asked for a while. How's the roundabout?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's all, you're running the show tonight, go ahead.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
It's
How are
there.
the fender benders?
It hasn't been real bad. It really hasn't. It's just, it's
So they're
there.
decreasing the amount?
Not really.
No.
It's staying pretty steady. One here and there, and same thing. It's just a matter of if the people are in the roundabout, and that's what I should mention, and thanks for bringing it up. Folks have got to realize if there's a vehicle in the roundabout, that vehicle has the absolute right of way. So we can't play, jump in there ahead of the other guy, because the guy's in there and you get in an accident, it's your fault. So if they're in there, you have to yield to them. That's just how it is. So hopefully, that might be a help to some folks.
We talked earlier about people having to get used to the roundabout, and they are starting to get used to it. The problem is that some of the aggressive drivers are used to it, so they're looking over, I can beat that guy, and they take off.
Exactly.
Which is a problem.
It is a problem. There was no
That's
doubt
probably the
about it.
biggest problem I've seen on the roundabout. The guy's just trying to cut me off to get in front when I'm already on it.
You see the guys driving with one arm, he's got a piece of cake, he goes zipping in there. All right, okay. All right, nothing else for the
No,
chief?
you covered it.
All right. The road report with Joel Stone.
Good evening, Supervisors. Road report for July 2022. We filled berms on Pennsylvania Avenue, Kennedy Hill, and Mullen Road. We finished mowing the Ernst Trail. Spread gravel on Brown Hill Road. Used the road planer on Brown Hill and Cubert Hill Road. Cleaned ditches on Mullen Road. Removed trees and limbs from Williams, Horseman, Van Horn, Putnam, Hollis, Huff, Kennedy Hill, and Cotton Road. Replaced pipe on Cutter Road. We just completed the paving projects on Carline, Woodside, Superior, and Ontario. They'll be in within the next week to do the shoulder backup. We need to let that blacktop cure out before they get in there and start doing anything on that. Roach Park, we've been spending some time up at Roach Park. Painted the exposed wood on the dugouts, trimmed and removed trees. We had a lot of ash trees up there that needed to come out before we do the paving project. We backfilled around the shelters. There were some lips and things like that starting to be created from runoff. Installed some new pipes underneath the walking trails, cleaned ditches, added oversized rock to the washouts, and we did start mowing some of the brushy areas up there just to kind of get it pushed back a little bit, hopefully keep some of the ticks and stuff like that away from the walking trail. We're out mowing berms and intersections at this point, trying to get caught up with the fall mowing, get everything pushed back. And we did remove a couple more bleachers from the Lincoln Ave ball fields. Back to Roach Park, the base work for the paving project is on schedule to start August 10th. They'll be in saw cutting different areas within the park, so please be cognizant of the guys up there working. Please utilize the other parts of the trail where they're not at. The wearing course should start the following week, the week of August 15th. Same thing. If they're in an area, the park itself is still open, just try to give them a little bit of courtesy so they can do their job, so we have something that we can all be proud of at the end of it. Maintenance. It seems like we have a lot of equipment problems here and there. So truck 2 is down at Geneva Truck. It's having a pneumatic shifter problem in between high and low range. The air valve isn't actuating. So twice we've had to pull it off the road because we couldn't get it to switch. It would kind of stick in a neutral position. Truck 22, the new truck that we have, is still down at Sigworth getting the snowplow frame installed. Truck 4, which is the GMC pickup truck, is over at Community Chevrolet with their leaking radiator. And truck 5 is at Brian's for a state inspection. We're currently waiting on some parts over at Brian's to get that GMC back for this motor. Like Chief said, we have school starting towards the end of the month, so people need to be cognizant of the school buses and kids traveling across the roadways and things of that nature. Keep your eyes open, keep everybody safe. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for the roadmaster?
I have one now. Any idea on the time frame of the new truck when we're gonna have it operational? I know it's a long time for snow to fly, but
I was hoping that it would already be back because we have a couple projects I'd love to use the truck on, spreading some gravel and stuff like that. But it seems like there's always a supply issue. Every time you send something somewhere, there's not parts to be had.
Right.
And I was kind of hoping when the truck was spec'd that the parts would be sitting there, but obviously they're not. It's been down there for over a month waiting on parts for the snowplow frame.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you. Administration zoning report, Rob Horvath.
Good evening, Supervisors. I hope everybody's having a good summer. The weather's been fantastic so far, so it's made for a busy year in the park. Like Joel said, the Roach Park Trail will close for paving here starting soon on Wednesday the 10th. I suggest everybody maybe use an alternative trail like the one we have down at the Lincoln Avenue softball field or the Ernst Trail. The others are great trails that we have in the area. Perhaps use those while the Roach Park Trail is being paved. Our other CDBG project, the front entryway, removal of all protectoral barriers project, seems to be wrapping up at this point. We've been able to utilize the front doors, and they, along with the ramp, I think really ease access into our buildings. The landscape will be finalized in the fall. We've had a busy month. The zoning hearing board met for 2 hearings this month. The first hearing was from Hawkins Company, which requested a deep side setback on parcel located at 16383 Coney Lake Road, which is in between Mercer County State Bank and the car wash. This request was granted, paving the way for Hawkins Company to send a land development application for a Verizon store at this property. The second request was for variance by the IBE local bank team to locate their Union Hall and training be at 8973 Berry Highway. This is the location of the former Spar Guard. This request was also granted. Furthermore, the Supreme Board has another hearing scheduled for next Wednesday to hear a request from the Crawford Christian Academy to the pre-K through 12th grade private school at 11618 Cotton Road, which is currently the Laurel Institute. The Planning Commission met and heard a conditional use request from WECDO and a zoning map from DL Companies on behalf of Capital Growth Full Carter to rezone a parcel on Elk Street for a McAllister's Deli location. The Planning Commission recommended approving both the conditional use and the zoning map amendment. Both of these items will be before you tonight. The township continues to work with developers at several other locations throughout the township. It's been a productive summer, and we look forward to fall. And that's our report for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Any questions? All right. Okay, moving along to the engineer's report. Ashley Porter.
Brief report this evening, because most of the issues have been discussed pretty heavily or talked about by other folks, but we are receiving inquiries for development that will commence next year. So not only been a relatively busy this year, we're queuing up projects for next year in significant quantity. So it looks like we're going to wrap up a good year and head into a good year. That's really all I have to report this evening.
Thank you. Any questions for Ashley? All right. Solicitors Report. Jeff Miller.
Good evening, Supervisors. Brief report from me as well. I worked with Rob and Ashley on the hold harmless and indemnification agreement that you're going to approve tonight through Resolution 2022-17. In addition, as we discussed right before the meeting and somewhat throughout the work session, you'll need to have a motion to approve the Mod Wash subdivision and land development plan, but that will be subject to proof of extinguishment of the existing utility easement. There's a utility easement that is towards the rear of that property, that guess it faces to the north, that needs to be addressed by the developer as well. So just to make that point known. So you can, as you move into new business, you can make that motion to approve that subdivision and land development plan subject to that requirement. Thank you.
Any questions? For Jeff? Okay. All right, into new business. The first thing that we're act on here is what Jeff just spoke about the Mod Wash subdivision. Do you need him to repeat what he just stated? We're going to motion to accept.
Yeah, so that would just be a motion to approve that plan subject to proof of the extinguishment of the existing utility easement.
This wasn't on the agenda, but it was on.
I'll make that motion, because I'm aware of the situation with that.
Sorry.
I'll second.
All right. Okay, all in favor? Motion to approve conditional use request for a wet-go car wash located at 18228 Pontiac Lake Road, Meadville.
I would just suggest that motion to approve also be subject to the condition that there's full compliance with the zoning ordinance, land development, and stormwater requirements.
I'll make that motion contingent upon the request made by the solicitor.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next thing on our agenda here, we're going to defer the action on that, the amendment of the Vernon Township zoning map that we spoke about kind of at length. So we will not be doing any kind of action on that tonight.
Do we have a motion to table that?
Let's document that with a motion to defer action on the requested zoning amendment to the September 1st meeting.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Okay. Motion to approve Resolution 2022-16, reallocation of the CDBG funds.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve CDBG-OBO agreement upon, or update between Crawford County and Vernon Township for administration of our CDBG programs.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve Resolution 2022-17, hold harmless indemnification agreement for HOP application.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve Resolution 2022-18, naming Amy Stedman, liaison.
Liaison.
I didn't get it in the work session either. Between Vernon Township and Berkhamire Tax Innovations.
Make that motion.
Okay?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay. Old business. There's nothing on the agenda for old business. Upcoming meetings, September 1st, the 2022 Supervisors Work Session at 6:30. September 1st, 2022 Supervisors Monthly Meeting at 7:30. Then we'll go to Supervisors' comments. Greg?
Oh, me first.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Always like that.
It's good to see some development, maybe some issues we'll work through. But, things are looking up. Fritz, I think you did a pretty good job with the
Pretty good. First timer?
substitute. Sorry, Dawn, but missed not having you here, but that's about all I have, really.
Gary?
Just to quote the chief, the kids are starting to get out close to the roads now. School's going to start up here pretty soon. And enjoy what's left of the summer. I know it's hot right now, but enjoy what's left of the summer.
That's not over.
Take care.
Mr. Stone?
Wanted to thank the people from Elk Grove for coming tonight, and when you get more information, you get more people involved, you make better decisions. So I appreciate their efforts of coming forth, and just want to say thank you to everyone out in the community on behalf of my life.
Okay, I just wanted to thank Kevin and Armstrong for being here tonight and doing our meeting. And of course, Sean and the Meadville Tribune, thank you for being here. And also, it was nice to see a group that was here tonight from the Elk Street to kind of voice their opinion and concern about something that we are looking to do, and it was just good. And that's great that we have a township that people kind of turn out on those things and make their comments known. And with that said, make a motion for, I'm sorry, Don, do you have anything?
Yeah, Mayor. Well, actually, I just wanted to thank you, Fritz, for
The job's yours still.
Meeting, try not to do that. And I also want to comment on the citizens that came in. That's really what this is all about, to get the citizens' input and to make decisions based on what the citizens are concerned with. So that's really all I have, except I wanted to thank the chief. Please tell everybody they're doing a great job. I know you're one officer down, and you have a lot of calls. I think up to 156 have done some kind of calls for a month, and I just want to make sure everybody knows I appreciate their efforts. So that's really all I have.
Okay, thanks, Don. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All right. We are adjourned.